Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of 15 Good Minutes. You got Coach B. I'm here with the A-Team. Got a lot to talk about today. JR, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. Had a great weekend. A great weekend of football. And staying dry. Dallas sitting on the couch next to me.
Freddie, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. Are you?
Good, sir. I'm good, sir. Well, if JR going to lead us there, we got a couple things this week. One, I really wanted to focus today's episode on what I told you guys last week for me, which is my Super Bowl weekend, which is NFL Championship Sunday with 2 championship games. But before we get into that, just a brief recap from you guys in terms of what you saw. I'll start off with you, JR. You taking some shots at Dallas. Tell me what you saw in the games last week and what stood out for you.
Dallas was just put in total disarray. They couldn't get it together. 2 picks by Dak, the contract man. You know,
Freddie, during the one of the things post game on that one, there's been a lot said since that game, but I want to ask you about the fact that they lost their primary running back during the game, and there's been some speculation that when they let the receiver go, that they haven't made up for it. T.Y. Hilton was there. Yes.
Cooper?
Yeah. Do you believe both of those that won the, losing the rush game, because you called it last week, Zeke's no longer the primary guy. So if you lose your primary running back and all you really have is Lamb, did that cost him, or was it just that San Francisco was better, in your opinion?
Losing Tony Pollard, I don't think having him would have helped much either. Had they had Amari Cooper, I think it could have helped a little bit more. Outside of CeeDee Lamb, only one play. He's the only one that had 33 yards of total offense.
The most important to me is the old Denny Green quote, which is, they are who we thought they were. I really wasn't surprised. Sticking with the NFC, you've got San Francisco going to Philadelphia. What are you looking for in that game?
I'm looking for Philadelphia's running game to, and I know San Francisco got a number 1 or number 2 defense. I still think that if they can't stop Philly's running game, they're going to have a lot of problems.
So you unless something unique happens, you saying Philly's going to win?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Freddie, San Francisco got a pretty good running game of their own. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on this game, this NFC Championship game in Philadelphia, and what are you looking for from that game?
Well, first and foremost, I'm interested to see how the weather is going to be, because I think that's going to determine whether it's snowing, is it raining, what. And we know it's going to be cold, but what are the conditions going to be like? Is it snowing or is it raining? I think that's going to be very important. I'm not worried about Philly's run game if it's not Jalen Hurts, because San Francisco's front 4, they can stop the run without blitzing. And those running backs, they're not elite running backs. And so when you got San Francisco's 3 linebackers, they're waiting for Jalen Hurts to take off running. So I think they're going to try to force him to pass. San Francisco's secondary is solid, but I think they get a lot of help because of the front 7. I'm looking to see when Jalen Hurts has to throw the football, how consistent is he going to be?
Give me a winner.
Philly. I'm going Philly because I think they're just the overall. I think they can throw it better and they can run it enough.
I think it's going to be very similar to what you saw last week with the NFC. I think it's a low-scoring game, and I think San Francisco wins. I think what McCaffrey's been doing has been outstanding. I think Debo is yet to break out. Kittles is an X factor for me. I don't think Hurts is hurt. You know what I mean? Like before the game, this last time, he's like, I'm really not that. Nope, I saw you run. I saw what you're doing. You 100%. You ready for this game, which I like. Freddie, sticking with you, moving over to the AFC. Cincinnati is going to Kansas City. All I've heard so far, and we're midweek now, is how they've beaten Kansas City so many times in a row, et cetera, et cetera. You're dealing with a quarterback with an injury. Talk to me about what you're looking for with Cincy at Kansas City, and then give me your winner.
With Cincinnati and Kansas City, I'm looking to see if Cincinnati can continue to run the football as they did against Buffalo this past week.
Mixon looked good, didn't
he? That was very key. That's why that's a major reason why they won the football. And with the game and regarding Kansas City, I'm looking to see how is it Pat Mahomes is his right ankle? Right
It is
ankle?
the right ankle.
Right ankle.
Yes.
I'm looking to
High
see
ankle sprain.
how the Cincinnati defense on passing downs, how they attack that ankle. Are they going to make him? Are they going to pressure him from the left side to make him have to push off on the right? To get out of. I'm interested to see how the defense plays him. And he's hobbled, but I'm looking at. I'm putting my money on Cincinnati.
JR, same game, buddy.
Yep.
What are you seeing and what are you expecting?
I think to Freddie's point, I think they're gonna make him run that right and left and see how he can push off and everything. But I think they're gonna be attacking him at the ankles. Almost, if they're going in to try to get him, they're gonna be trying to hit that ankle. You can call it mean, I call it sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. I don't think Mahomes is 100%. Okay, I just don't think so. And his mobility is going to be one of the big factors on how he's playing.
I guess like the NFC, I'm going against both you guys. And he was 100% a year ago when he lost. I don't think Patrick has to be 100%. I'm looking at it purely from a player's perspective. The same way that Cincinnati had a grudge going into Buffalo because of all the talk. If I'm on the team, if I'm on the Chiefs team, I'm tired of hearing everybody tell me how many times Cincinnati has beat us. And I'm taking some pride in ownership right here. I'm taking a stand right here. And it is not, I don't think, totally up to Patrick. I think if I'm a Kansas City Chief, I'm saying we're going to win this game. We're going to send Joe Boy home. And I think that Kansas City is good enough to do so. I was impressed, and I don't know if impressed is the right word, with Chad Henne. When he had to do, I mean, man went 98 yards and got a score. Or more importantly, he didn't lose the ball for them. I like their run game. I like their pass game. I think their defense is good to go. But most importantly, there's an X factor in sports, which you saw when Cincy went to Buffalo. I think that very same X factor rides with the Chiefs, and I'm going to give it to them. So right now I've got the Chiefs in San Francisco in the Super Bowl. You two lads have it going the other way. Seems like.
Yeah. I think Cincinnati may have a grudge
against KC.
I guess I don't know if it's against KC, but if you listen to Joe Burrow in his post game press conference, what did he say? Hey, get those refunds ready.
Refunds now.
Here's my thing though, and I know I'm in the minority when I say this, and trust me, I like him. I think he's going to be one of the future faces of the NFL. But you ain't won shit, and that's where I go with this. Now, you beat Kansas City a year ago. You got there and you lost. No shade. A lot of people come back the second time and get it. So I don't put a lot of stock in anybody's talk who hasn't won shit. Patrick's won. Kansas City has won. And until you can dethrone a winner by winning, you can say whatever the hell you want. But that's just me.
Yeah, but you know what? Good and well, they're using that the NFL as fodder on the wall. They're sticking.
Which side?
My man, Burrow's team, the Bengals.
Why would Kansas City not be using it?
I'm just saying, if the NFL, if somebody else is selling tickets to somebody else, they telling you ain't going nowhere.
Right.
That's what they telling you.
Yeah. They stole tickets.
But that wasn't Kansas City telling them that.
I know it doesn't, but they got to go through KC to get to where they want to be.
That's all I'm saying.
Land.
You might want to finish that game before you start talking about refunds.
We're going to find out.
We got this new thing called I Got Something to Say, where each one of us can have something to say or not. This week we do. We try to keep it to 60 seconds or less. I'm not going to call it a rant. It's an opinion. So the first I Got Something to Say for this episode, Freddie, let me get you 60 seconds on my clock.
That's all I got, 60?
You got 1 minute. Bang. Freddie got something to say. Over to you.
Everyone, I think we all saw what happened this week with Ed Reed and the BCU situation. Ed, his conduct was totally inappropriate. I get that he apologized and what have you, but sometimes when you do wrong things, an apology is not enough. It's not acceptable. There's a lot to unpack with this story. Some on the school, some with Ed, but when you look at Ed's conduct, just he was a live wire. I mean, I don't know anybody that has ever said, as a Florida State fan, I never said I would love for Ed Reed to play for Florida State. But if Ed Reed is on your team, you love him. If you're an opponent of him, you'll say you hate him because he plays for the other team, but not because of how he plays. I just feel like Ed, he took it too far, and you said stuff about the school, and you didn't even have the bag secured. And it's not an indictment on you, but I just think that it's, you got to use better decorum, political savvy to get your point across. And hopefully things will work out for him somewhere else down the line, maybe become a position coach and learn from this situation. But, his conduct, I'm not saying that the university wasn't wrong in any way when have issues that they need to fix and overcome challenges, because we know about HBCUs and their challenges. But Ed, the way you can't do that and expect to get a contract or have a contract signed and go to work. It just doesn't work that way. So
fair enough. Freddie has something to say. Audience members, if you haven't seen what Freddie's talking about, it's pretty easy to find. Just Google Ed Reed and you'll see some of the situation. Let us know if you feel the same way or you feel differently. JR, you got anything to say this week?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Excellent. I got something to say. Let me find a 60-second clock, put it on myself, right? Where's the start button here? All right, here we go. All right, I got something to say, and it's about the NFL. And help me out, Freddie. What's the wide out for Buffalo?
Stefon Diggs.
Thank you. I got something to say about Stefon Diggs. I think what you did to your team, your quarterback, is Bush League. I think it doesn't take much to try to shore up your team the way you did at the end of the game. Telling your quarterback that I'm open, and then the day after not even apologizing for it. I think it shows that you're not a team guy. You're not a team player. I had the same problem with, help me out again, Freddie, who's a kid that played for Tampa Bay and did the same shit to Coach Gruden, always crying on the sideline. I think he works for ESPN now.
Keyshawn?
Yeah, Keyshawn doing the same thing. Of course, you always open. Just holding on every play, a wideout's going to be open all the time. So for Stefon, when you can take the snap behind the center, just do it for a quarter. Have 7 cats chasing you and putting you on your ass all day long, and then see if you feel like selling out your guy. It's a team game. And the team lost that game. And on the day that your quarterback had a bad day, I think you showed him up. I think it's Bush League. I think there's a reason that Stefon Diggs hasn't won shit, because you're not a team player, and I'm calling him out. I got something to say. Weigh in. You guys know how to hit us up. Twitter, 15goodminutes.com, or right here on youtube.com/15goodminutes, where every now and again, we're going to have something to say. That's it for this week, folks. Like I said, get ready for some, I hope 2 really good games, Freddie. I hope that we're going to see championship caliber football. Like you said, 2/3 of our staff has picked your Super Bowl winners one way, and one guy's way on the outside looking in. We're going to get with you guys next week, because we got a week between the games this weekend and the Super Bowl, and we'll see what's going to happen at that point. Freddie, anything for the group before we bug out?
Dallas Cowboys, you are welcome to my house to watch the game this weekend, free of charge. I'll put some wings on the grill. We can do some nachos, some burritos, whatever y'all want to get down. Just come through, hit us up, and maybe we can, if you want to come by next Tuesday, we can even have you on the show. You can sit right here beside me and tell me what you think happened.
Open invitation. I like where Freddie's going. He's in Dallas. You Cowboys, hit him up. JR, anything for our people before we bug out, buddy?
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna say y'all have a good week. I don't want to hear that be just too much. We gonna have people chasing us, man.
And if you haven't had a chance, you want to Google something else. Google upset Dallas Cowboy fans and watch all the people throwing stuff in the street, backing trucks over TVs like the TV did something wrong. Cats on screen crying. It's hilarious. When you need a good laugh this week, I want you to Google Dallas Cowboy fans who have had too much and see what you see. Until next week, thank you guys for rocking with us. We really do appreciate you taking the time to give us a look or a listen. We'll see you next week. We're out.
Peace.